Tonight, we delve into a chilling tale that explores the depths of obsession, isolation, and the haunting consequences of one man's choices. Meet Barney, a man whose life is defined by darkness and regret. Barney has always stood on the fringes of society, battling inner demons that push him toward a disturbing compulsion. As he crosses the line from voyeur to predator, he becomes ensnared in a web of his own making, where the price of his actions reveals a grotesque reflection of his soul. But what happens when the darkness you project returns to haunt you? Join us as we uncover the chilling story of The Reflection of Shame, a narrative that poses a haunting question. What if the true horror lies not in what you've done, but in what you will become? Prepare yourself for a suspenseful journey into the mind of a man who must confront his deepest fears and face the reflection of his own guilt. Barney was always the kind of man who lingered at the edges, never quite fitting in. He lived alone in a cluttered apartment filled with shadows and regrets, and his life was a collection of missed connections and bad choices. As a child, he had shown signs of troubling behavior, but the adults around him brushed it off as mere awkwardness. They never understood the weight of his isolation. In the dark corners of his mind, Barney nursed a compulsion that spiraled into something sinister, secretly recording under women's skirts. It was a thrill tinged with danger, and despite warnings from the police, he felt untouchable. Each encounter was a twisted game, and the thrill masked the growing emptiness within him. One day, as he followed a woman down a crowded street, he felt the familiar rush. He extended a long stick with a camera attached, capturing moments that should have remained private. But when he looked at the footage later, his heart sank. A face stared back at him, a grotesque, menacing visage that seemed to pulse with rage. It wasn't just a reflection of his actions. It felt like a mirror of his own dark soul. He shuddered, deleted the image, and tried to shake off the dread creeping in. But it didn't end there. The next woman he followed met the same fate. Again, he captured the hateful face, this time with a clawed hand scratching at the screen. As he attempted to delete the photo, it stubbornly reappeared, as if mocking his efforts. In a frenzy, he smashed his phone, and for a moment he felt relief, until the shattered device began to twitch, an eerie reminder of the horror he had unleashed. Desperate for change, Barney vowed to reform. It was the first time he felt a flicker of resolve, but the pull of his old habits was too strong. Each temptation whispered promises of thrill and escape, leading him back down that dark path. Once more he found himself in a vulnerable moment, capturing another image, another violation. The moment he looked at the photo, shame washed over him, but it was too late. The hideous face stared back, angrier than ever. Panic set in as cracks began to form on his phone's screen, a physical manifestation of his guilt. He tried everything to destroy it, even lighting it on fire, but the malevolent presence only grew stronger. It felt alive, taunting him with every failed attempt to escape his consequences. Realizing he could no longer hide, Barney turned to flee, but it was too late. One morning, he awoke in a state of confusion, surrounded by darkness. As he blinked, he realized he was trapped within the confines of someone else's body, a man's body, no less. Panic surged as he realized the implications. He would never find solace in the safety of skirts. He was now a prisoner of his own making, forever bound to a form he didn't understand. In that moment, the horrifying truth dawned on him. He had become the embodiment of the shame he inflicted on others, a specter of his own guilt. As he felt the weight of his actions pressing down, a chilling thought invaded his mind. What if the true horror lies not in what he had done, but in what he would become?